fleece the blanket to the back of my very first crochet project. I'm using a table, hard surface. First of all, I get the fleece laid out really tight, really nice. And then for me, rolling my blanket up so the ends are pretty good where I want them. And then I start by pinning the front. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to unroll this slowly all the way down the blanket. And I'm going to pin it in sections across here just to get it to the fleece. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this so I can get this pinned, and then I'll come back and show you where I pinned it. Okay, I have pinned this entire blanket all the way around the outside, all the way in the inside. Actually, I started in the middle and worked my way out in rows because I wanted to make sure the middle was pretty well tacked. I'm not going to stress over here on things like this. Right now, I'm not worried about the outside. I smoothed it out the best I could, and now I'll deal with all that when I get closer. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hand tack sections of this blanket. The whole purpose I want to do that is so that way when I flip this over, this section doesn't come loose from this section and you have that big air pocket in the middle. So I'm not going to do a lot of hand tacking. I'm probably going to go up the line, and then I'm probably going to do a couple across in between the stars, a couple across in between these stars, maybe one or two on each side of the blue. But there's not going to be a lot of hand tacking. The whole purpose of that is just to keep it together. So I'm going to walk you through how I do a hand tack. Let me get my material set up and I'll be right back. Pause number 2. Okay, let's see if I can do this. So here I have Aunt Linda's number 3 thread, and I have a very pointy needle, and I went ahead and looped it through, measured at least 6 inches. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, turn this down just a little more, I'm going to literally go in between a single crochet, make sure I'm going through the fleece and coming right back up the other side, single crochet, making sure I'm going through the fleece. So I'm going to show you here up close what I did. And I do know that I went through the fleece on this because I can see some white in there. I can see some white from my fleece there. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this through. So I'm going to be very careful pulling this through because the last thing I want to do is to pull my blanket. So I want to hold my hand here and then go ahead and give it a tug through, smooth it out, get it even.
This is my last cookie.
Get it even here. As you can see, I have it even. And then I'm going to go over here with my scissors. And I'm just going to snip it off the needle. And now I have this floating thread. And now I'm going to take each one of these and I'm going to cross back through that single crochet. I'm going to cross these through the single crochet, and I'm going to cross these through the single crochet. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take a regular embroidery needle and weave them through. So let me go ahead and pause this. So here's what I mean when I say I'm going to go back through the single crochet. This is the single crochet that I came underneath in between here. So now I'm going to go back through this way with these two, and then I'm going to pick up these two and go back through that way. So here's the final one. I've already pulled the two that were over here through here, and now I'm pulling these two through here very carefully. And now all four of these came under this single crochet and crossed through these single crochet. They are all underneath that one single crochet. So now, because I'm making this for a boy, I don't want ties on the other side. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to weave it through. And I'm not going to do them both at the same time. I'm going to separate them. And I'm going to do probably one up in that direction, one up in this one, and then the same with this. And I'm only going to go about 4 or 5 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead, pause my camera, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to load this thing with several. Oh, really quick, let me show you what underneath would look like. Very carefully I'm going to have to roll this because I don't want to lose my thing. But underneath here, right there, there's my tack. That is all I have on the other side of this blanket, is that tack right there. And I'll have several of them. That's it, right there. So let me go ahead and get these tacks done. Once that's done, then I'll have completed step 2, and we will then start talking about how I'm going to handle the borders. So this will be the end of part 1 video, laying out the fleece, putting the pins down, and hand tacking.